It's truly like running a business. There's a lot to be covered. From the moment I lock my car and come into the office and turn on the light switch, the multitasking happens all day long, every day. I constantly have my ear on the radio, my ear on the phone calls going around me, my ear on the student walking in the door. It's a lot of small things that keep everything running smoothly. And it keeps everyone safe, it keeps everyone able to stay in class and getting time with their teachers and their educators.
She knows what our initiatives are. She knows where spots are where I have areas of concern. She's quick to note when something might arise, and she is quick to filter information that needs to come to me immediately versus information that's maybe at the end of the day or could wait until our weekly office staff meetings. So she diagnoses a lot.
So last year, a boy came in, he had a bee sting, and he had allergies to bee stings, and she had to puncture him with the EpiPen in the leg. And of course she had to tell him first, I have to do this, and because she called 911, that's what they said to do. Your parents are on the way, but I have to do this, okay? And he's, he's scared, of course, because he knows he has an EpiPen, he knows he has allergies, so of course it's life-threatening, so he's scared, and so she had to stab him, and he started crying, she started crying, and it was like, oh, but they were okay. But she just has a lot of passion, for kids.
She is the in-between, with administrators and, with the staff. And yeah, you want to ask her questions, but you know that she can't say things because she knows stuff that we don't know and we probably don't need to know. She does a very good job of keeping the balance.
I need somebody who is very organized, very efficient, who is absolutely loyal to our children, to our staff, to our school. I need somebody who's a problem solver and that has that intelligence, that spark, that identifies problems before they're problems, knows who to communicate to, has that political sense of how things run, and that is Michelle.
I remember when I was a paraeducator in the health room, realizing I had a contract, and that was my first job with a contract. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. I tend to be, I guess, for a lack of a better term, kind of nosy, like to know things and understand things. So I thought, oh, I'm going to peruse my contract one day. And once I became the data secretary, Jeremy Bort came and talked to me about signing up for WEPAC and all those forms and making sure I was now part of the FWEA.
Our ESP representative spot was open, so I went to Michelle and said, have you thought about this before? I think you'd be a really good fit for it. And she said, no, I haven't, but Michelle is just, everything she does that I've seen her do, she just exudes competence. She does the job and she does it well. And so she said, okay, I'll run for this.
Jeremy really piqued my awareness and my activism part. I knew that a lot of our ESPs, I don't think, realized that they were a union or part of a union, and I just wanted to start sharing that message.
She understands what we need. She understands that ESPs is a very important part of in a school.
Not only is she fantastic here, and that's of course what I see, but I also know that she has raised the level of seriousness with which our ESPs are taken, and has raised the level of voice with a capital V for ESPs in our district.
She is a leader, but not a leader that we're intimidated by. She leads us by understanding us, and she's just so kind.
Our first bargaining year, I can remember when we first started talking salaries and salary increases, the district came to us with two different numbers. They were offering one number for certificated staff and one number for ESPs. We called for a meeting amongst ourselves, and my team members said, we're not going to accept that. We're going to tell them that we're one unit and that the increase needs to be across the board, the same percentages for both certificated staff and ESPs.
Being a member of the bargaining team with Michelle, the amount of work that she put in to understand The real work experience of ESPs in our local was just incredible. Every day that she would come into our prep sessions, more knowledgeable than she was the day before. And as the only ESP member of our bargaining team, she not only was educating herself, she was educating all of the certificated members of our bargaining team.
One of the things I'm super proud of is the first year we bargained, we got the health room covered full time.
She communicated a lot with everybody. And you can honestly tell that she listened to every single one of our concerns.
I've never been involved in anything like this. This is totally outside of my comfort zone. You know, we call it being McCanned. All of a sudden you have a microphone in your hand and you're in front of 300 people and you've never done that before.
ESPs, we are sharing our message. Our students deserve a dedicated person in the health room to be there for their needs. Our families deserve to have our attention at our desks, and our staff and our students deserve to have our attention at our jobs and doing our jobs and helping them and being there for them. And we're making that happen.
And then you get to your voting meetings and I'm talking in front of 1,200 people, and I've never done anything like that before.
When she became an actual union lead, it was like, wow, you know, she really took that on. And then all of a sudden seeing her speak at, you know, our meetings and all that stuff, and just seeing how well Kyla was represented, it was really neat to see.
She got me to get involved in going to the meetings, you know, playing more of a part, you know, because she would say, well, if you don't want anything to change, you know, she's like, don't complain. And I was like, you know, it's true.
Our raises for the last 2 years have really made a difference, that I feel like we finally have a wage that acknowledges the responsibility and the professionalism that they all bring.
I don't have to pinch pennies anymore. I can go on vacations with my kids.
A lot of people respect her because she fought really, really hard for us, and we felt that we were really good represented by her, and we trusted her. And at the end, she did a really, really good job.
Another thing she brought to us is this incredible new contract, which included PLCs for ESPs, which we've never had before. Teachers have had them for years. Now we get them.
I know that people at the district level found her to be very compelling, very trustworthy.
More than ever, we feel part of the union. Since Michelle and Shannon have been on, I've been in the district for 14 years now, and I have not felt appreciated until this last year or two that those two have been working, and especially Michelle for the ESP recognition. We were just forgotten, but we're important, and she made us feel important.
What I think about her is that she is an incredible person.
She is so highly regarded, and I'm honored to be able to work with her as a peer.
We love Michelle Hayes. Couldn't have a better person for this award, and congratulations.